Hi, my name is Nia Williams. I'm a senior here at Philander College, and I'll be presenting our project today. Our project is on generating big radiogenomic data of cancer using deepfake learning approach. I'll outline, today I'll just go over the introduction, problem statement, solutions, then the goals, contributions, purpose, methods, and the results. Introduction, radiogenomic is a newly emerging field that integrates genomic and radiogenomic medical imaging data with the aim of elucidating the association between gene expression data and imaging phenotypes, especially in cancer. The problem statement, radiogenomics is hindered by the extensive costs of the genetic screening test and the unavailability of numerous big data sets of paired imaging and genetic data for the same subjects that are crucial for training machine learning. In this work, we aim to reduce the cost for medical research by cutting the budget needed to undergo genetic and imaging testing for a large number of subjects, which can accelerate the process in understanding the underlying mechanisms of how diseases such as cancer develop. In addition, advances in the radiogenomics field can push personalized medicine forward at different scales by the diagnosis of precision, prognosis assessment, survival estimation, and the treatment response prediction. The current solutions, currently generating fake data is done on only one of the two radiogenomic data types, either genomic data or medical imaging data are generated separately from each other. This approach ignores the association between the disease's genetic mutations and their effects on the structure and function of the human tissues and organs. The goal of this work. The goal of this work is to undergo genetic and imaging tests for a large number of subjects, which can accelerate the process in understanding the underlying mechanisms of how diseases such as cancer develop. In addition, advances in the radiogenomics field can push personalized medicine forward on different scales. Once again, diagnosis, precision, prognosis assessment, survival estimation, and treatment response prediction. This work is the foundation for a software product that can accept one type of genetic data or one type of imaging data and generate many other genetic and imaging data types. The importance of the problem. Radiogenomics is a promising field that has many valuable potentials, such as 1, shedding light on the underlying disease mechanisms, 2, advancing personalized medicine by enhancing precision of diagnosis, assessments of prognosis, estimation of survival, and prediction of treatment response. 3, by inferring the disease molecular background by non-invasive correlated imaging features. Contributions. We propose a deepfake-based approach that generates either or both of the two types of the radiogenomic data. Deepfake leverages powerful deep learning tools to generate fake data that are hardly differentiable from realistic data. At generating one data type, we rely on certain features from the other type to keep the association between the disease's genotype, genetic bias reflected in the gene expression profiles, and disease phenotype, tissue characteristics reflected in the medical images. These associations are lacking in the current existing approaches. Solution description. This approach uses existing realistic imaging data to generate their corresponding fake genomic data, use existing realistic genomic data to generate their corresponding fake imaging data, and use the available realistic genomic and imaging data to multiply them and produce very large data sets to fulfill the deep learning requirements. Proposed method. The proposed deepfake-based approach uses powerful deep learning tools to generate fake data that are hardly differentiable from realistic data. It depends mainly on the GANs, generative adversarial networks, which is trained using realistic genomic data and imaging data. GANs architecture has two basic elements, the generator network and the discriminator network. The generator network generates fake data, and the discriminator differentiates between the fake data and the realistic data and sends the feedback to the generator network, which uses the feedback to improve the quality of the generated data to bring them closer to the realistic data. The process goes on until the discriminator cannot differentiate between the real data and the original data. The GAN, the generative adversarial networks. The GAN network is consistent of a generator and a discriminator. During the training period, we use a data set which includes many real images X. Under the discrimination of data, the generator aims to produce images which are like real images and some noise signals under discrimination of the noise data. Meanwhile, the discriminator aims to distinguish images generated by the generator from the real images. Project plan. We built an artificial intelligence model to learn from the realistic data to generate fake genetic and imaging data using GANs. We used the Python programming language and its scientific packages such as PyTorch to build a GAN model, and the controversial network layers implement the algorithm and develop the algorithm on the Amazon server, guarantee better performance in terms of speed and accuracy. We relied on tools such as GitHub and Slack to maintain version-based incremental development cycles for implementing and testing the algorithm, communicating files and resources, and assigning group tasks and following up on their completion. Genomic data set. We studied the data well and chose the most correlated genomic and imaging data and made the required data pre-processing. We used the Cancer Genome Atlas, generated over 2.5 petabytes of genomic, epinomic, transcriptomic, and proteomic data, which has already led to the improvements in our ability to diagnose, treat, and prevent cancer is available. The build of the GANs, the basic module for generating fake images in a GAN, a block diagram of a typical GAN network is shown in figure 1. A GAN network is consistent of a generator and a discriminator. During the training period, we used a data set which includes many real images under a discriminator of P data. The generator aims to produce images which are like real images where there are noise signals under the distribution. Meanwhile, the discriminator aims to distinguish images generated from the real images. The probability that an image input as a real number rather than a fake is denoted. We train the discriminator to maximize the probability that assigns the correct labels to both real images and fake images generated by the generator, while the generator is being trained to minimize the probability that its outputs are determined by a discriminator as fake images. The two-player minimax game between the discriminator and the generator can be expressed as the following value function. After a suffice training, the generator should be able to produce quite realistic images by using noise signals. Meanwhile, the discriminator's capability of distinguishing fake images from real ones will also be strengthened. Train and test data sets. The Deepfake module training uses 80% of the selected radiogenomic data set and 20% for testing the collected data labeled so that we know the true outcome from the experiment. And we compared the prediction from our models with the underground truth from the experiment. Also, we used perpetual studies with the help for test ground data to evaluate the performance of the network, which is to let the people distinguish real and fake images, giving a pair of input and output. Our results are: 1, to prove that Deepfake leverages powerful deep learning tools, can generate fake data that are hardly differentiable from realistic data to improve cancer diagnosis. 2, to generate big radiogenomic data to train and test the machine learning module. And 3, The generated data cannot differentiate between the real data and the original data. And four, this work is the foundation for a software product that can accept one type of genetic data or one type of imaging data to generate many other genetic and imaging data types. Um, Thank you so much for watching our presentation, and here are our references. Thank you.